I come in, sir?
Please come.
Please come.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Please
Good
sit
morning.
down.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Yaksh.
Yaksh, you are from Amroha.
Yes, sir.
Can you name 3 most famous Amrohis?
So one is Kamal Amrohi, who was the film producer who produced the Pakija movie. Second is John Elia, who was a famous shire. And third, currently Mohammad Sami, who is a cricketer in the Indian team, sir.
He's from Amroha.
Yes, sir. Mohammad Sami, sir.
Mohammad Sami. Very nice. And you were part of youth empowerment.
Yes,
How
sir.
do you define youth empowerment? What is empowerment of youth?
Sir, youth empowerment is like a process where we instill confidence, competence, and the positive engagement of the youth with the society. They become more capable through the process of youth empowerment, sir.
So how do you involve them with society? What are your suggestions?
Sir, in my view, the engagement can be through the youth clubs at the grassroots level, and also we can make some youth parliaments where we can involve the youth in discussions on the policy matters, taking their perspectives and their views, and accordingly we can shape our policies also. So they can participate in the process of the society.
So, and this will keep youth constructively busy.
Yes, sir.
Now, is that what the youth want? Or do they want jobs?
Sir, job is also necessary.
Also necessary?
Yes, sir.
मिल जाए तो अच्छा है, न मिले तो कोई
उससे
प्रॉब्लम
ज़्यादा
नहीं.
इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है जॉब से?
Sir, I think job is more important, sir.
Yeah. So say that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, that's the most important thing, because all the others are extracurricular activities.
Yes.
Get them involved, night, drama, music, dance, and they are happy, and don't talk of unemployment.
Yes, sir.
Right? So what should we do for their employment? Government sector has limited jobs. In fact, the jobs are getting reduced. Private sector, there will be more automation and artificial intelligence. So what will happen to the jobs?
Sir, to create more jobs for the youth, in my view, we have to work on the 2 fronts. On first front, we have to look at the education and skill part. We have to increase our quality of our primary education as well as education in the higher institution. We have to provide the youth with the skills which are more industry relevant. For example, artificial intelligence, machine learning, as well as the vocational training in, for example, in handicrafts. On the second front, we need to provide more jobs. For that, encouraging the manufacturing sector, industry sector, and service sector, this can help in providing more jobs to the youth, sir.
Now, Yaksh, I'll ask you a question which is split into 2 parts. Listen to the question carefully and then answer as precisely as you can. No long drawn answers. Who or what is a Yaksha? Number 1. Number 2, who's the most famous Yaksha in Indian memory?
Sir, Yaksh is a broader community of semi-godlike figures in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. They are basically the guarding deities.
What do they guard?
Sir, in Hinduism, they guard the natural resources and treasures. In Buddhism, they guard the cardinal deity of Vaisravana. And in Jainism, they are present on both sides, left and right side of Tirthankaras. So they guard these things, sir.
They guard the Tirthankaras?
Yes, sir.
Does Tirthankar needs guarding?
So, but
Where else, where in Delhi can I see a statue of a Yaksha?
so we can find at the gate of RBI.
So the obvious thing is that they are the guardians of the wealth in material form of Kuber. That's why they are symbolically erected there.
Yes, sir.
Now, who is the most famous Yaksh in Indian history?
So the most famous Yaksh is from the Mahabharata, who was engaged in the Yaksh Prashna.
Interesting. That's an interesting answer, because this I have goofed myself. This is the second one. That Yaksh has Yaksh Prashna, but he is a minor character in the epic Mahabharata.
Yes, sir.
But your answer could not be disqualified. You could genuinely stick to your question, Yaksh Prashna. But let me tell you a work in Sanskrit literature where he is the principal character. Who is that Yaksh?
Sir, I'm not sure about that.
The Yaksh in Kalidas's Meghdut
Yes, sir.
has been banished to Ramtek, and the whole lyric poem is about his separation from his beloved in Alkapuri. So
Yes.
that's number 1. We'll get rid of this out of. The second thing I'm curious is that you have once been offered employment in the Central Armed Police.
Yes, sir.
And you have not joined. What is the reason for that? 2019 you qualified for that. It is almost 3-4 years back. Why, what was the reason for you not joining that?
Sir, currently I am on extension leave.
All right. So, which means that you already have been selected.
Yes, sir.
All obstacles are cleared.
Yes.
To prepare for the UPSC, you took extraordinary leave.
Yes.
But you, any case, they have that job in your hand.
Yes, sir.
Very good. That's very nice. The only other thing I wanted to ask you is that you have taken sociology for your optional.
Yes, sir.
What did you prepare your sociology for in the civil services?
Sir, I have taken coaching also.
Excellent.
For that.
Where did you take the coaching from?
Sir, a coaching institute.
No,
in
it must
Delhi,
be
sir.
having a name.
Vajiram and Ravi.
Anyway, they have got good material. They normally provide good material to their candidates. Did you find the material useful?
Yes, sir.
So, shall we test you on what material? If you just confine yourself to that material, nothing wrong with it because you have come right up to this place. Who do you think is an eminent Indian sociologist who has worked on an Indian village, and don't name Srinivas. Name somebody other than Dr. Srinivas, an eminent Indian sociologist.
So I would say Andre Bete. He has worked on the Siripuram village in Tanjore district, sir.
All right.
He's done a lot of work in sociology.
All right, very good. But most of his work is not only on village communities. I was thinking of, but that again, like your Yaksha answer, this would be a qualified, I would say a qualified yes. Name a few more sociologists who have written. Who is the author of the Indian village? Before Srinivas, because Srinivas we have excluded from the discussion.
Sir, I am not able to recall.
This is Professor S.C. Dubey.
Yes, sir, S.C. Dubey.
The book was published by Basic Books in New York way back in early 50s.
Yes.
Can you tell me who has written most on modernization among Indian sociologists?
Sir, Professor Yoginder Singh.
Excellent.
He has,
Are you familiar with Dipankar Gupta's work on Indian sociology?
sir, I've read something about.
No,
his
you may
works.
have read something, but what do you think? What have you read? Something? You have read something about him or something written by him?
Something written by him, sir.
What have you read?
Sir, his concepts of westernization and modernization.
What he calls Westoxication.
Westoxication.
Fair enough. I'll
Yes.
pass you on to Ambassador Swaroop.
Thank you, sir.
Yaksh, you have mentioned writing answers on Quora as one of your hobbies.
Yes, sir.
What was the last answer you gave on Quora?
Sir, last answer I wrote about the YouTube shorts that people see.
So what was the question?
So the question was that what you think that the youth are wasting time on social media. So sir, I write about the YouTube shorts where the content, in my opinion, many of the content are not very useful, and it, in my opinion, waste time of the youth, and the attention span of our people is also reducing by these YouTube shorts. These are similar to the TikTok videos, sir.
Is even providing answers on Quora a waste of time? Because at the end of the day, it's not a peer-reviewed thing. I mean, it is just one person's opinion. Somebody puts a question, somebody gives an answer. I mean, it's worse than Wikipedia. Wikipedia, at least there is a process where, you know, some people do some moderation and peer review. But Quora is just one person, you know, is it good to live in Canada? Then somebody will answer, is it good or is it bad?
Sir, Quora,
Is it a waste of time or no?
so I would say it is not a waste of time.
Why?
Because Quora provides a platform where we can express our views and perspectives. And regarding the moderation, sir, some of the information might be wrong, but there is a mechanism of self-moderation in Quora, where there are options of downvoting, reporting, and through these processes, the answers also collapse, sir, which are wrong in information.
I see. Okay. And of course, Quora is entirely user-generated. There's no remuneration, right?
Sir, nowadays there is a Quora Plus,
Oh, there is Quora Plus.
where there is a remuneration process also. If we are famous, then we can get remuneration out of our answers also, sir.
Okay. So are you endeavoring to get into Quora Plus?
So right now I am not a Quora Plus writer, sir.
Okay. Why has Quora become so popular?
Sir, because it is a kind of unique platform where people can ask any questions regarding to any topics, and sometimes we don't find answers on Google, then we get to Quora to find the answers, sir.
Okay, so I am going to ask a question and then you are going to respond on Quora, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of life?
Sir, in my opinion, meaning of life would be to achieve happiness, and by happiness I mean the thing that you want to do in your life. If you want to serve the people, then it might produce happiness for you and for anyone. And if you want to get into sports, it might provide happiness to you. So basically what we want to do in our life and what we want to achieve.
So a thief may get happiness by stealing people's houses.
No sir, that's unethical sir. It should not be like that.
So
sir.
then you're mixing it up with the happiness is also linked to ethical conduct.
Sir, we live in a...
happiness can come, snorting cocaine can give a lot of happiness to many people.
Yes sir. Sir, I want to correct myself.
Okay.
That the things that we do for the happiness, they should be in accordance with the society, the norms of the society as well as the laws of the government, sir. It should not be unethical and illegal, sir.
Okay, so because if it is illegal, then it can sort of create a problem in the happiness, right, in future.
So for the person, it might create problem for
because
him.
there is something called instant gratification.
Yes, sir.
And then there is something which, you may be happy now, but then later on that can create a problem for you.
Yes, sir. This might be a possibility.
Okay, let's move on from Quora. Prime Minister Modi is currently on a visit to Europe. Which are the countries he is visiting?
Sir, Denmark, where he held India-Nordic Summit, India-Nordic Country Summit.
That is being held today?
Yes, sir.
It has not yet been held.
So, thank you, sir. And Germany and France, sir.
Okay. Why do you think he chose these three countries? Because he's been traveling after a long time, especially on bilateral visit. I think this is the first time he's going on bilateral visits, after a long break due to the COVID. Why did he choose these three countries?
Sir, these countries are important for India. For example, the Nordic countries and countries like Denmark, they are important in the sense that the technology, the green cooperation and the renewable energy. So for that, these countries are important. And sir, Germany, we have already the green partnership with Germany. So through that perspective, I think these countries are important. That is why Mr. Modi has been visiting.
You left out France?
Yes, sir. France is a major security and development partner in India, sir.
What is in what way is France contributing to India's security?
Sir, France is a defense partner in India, as well as we have partnerships in the space sector with the France, sir. We have been importing Rafale fighter jets from France recently, sir.
What was the controversy regarding Rafale jets?
Sir, I am not clear about the details of this controversy.
You're not aware of the controversy? There was, cases filed in the Supreme Court, etc. I mean, Supreme Court, of course, upheld the government's contention, but there was a lot of controversy. You're not aware of the controversy at all?
Sir, I have read about it, but I'm not clear about the details of the controversy, sir. Okay. I'll read about it, sir.
I'll pass you to...
Yaksh, I would like to understand from you, the moment there is a disturbance as you had in Jodhpur or elsewhere, Patiala, authorities tend to control and block the social media platforms. Now, what is the purpose of doing that and how do you do that?
So, social media sometimes fuel these kind of riots and these kind of activities. The misinformation, fake news, these things proliferate on the social media. That is why they are blocked. And sir, in the IT Act of 2000, there is a provision where these internet.
Sorry to interrupt, but Yaksh, there was no social media before 2009, and yet riots took place.
Yes, sir.
And never was telephone ever blocked. Now was mobile telephony ever blocked. First, how do you block WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and these platforms? What is the mechanism? And does it really serve any purpose?
These social media apps are blocked through the IT Act of 2000. And sir, regarding the purpose, these are the instances of fake news, propagandas, they proliferate on the social media. That is why they are necessary to be blocked, sir. And earlier also we had the instances of fake news even before the social media also, sir.
Of course. But there is a school of thought to say that the police and the administration have forgotten their basic job. I will repeat. The police and the administration have forgotten the basic job. If the police and the administration come on their own, nobody has it in them to create a riotous situation, make preventive arrest, have proper deployment of force, as they say, surveillance, security proceedings and patrolling. And let me see who has the might of come out and opening and brickbatting the police. You are from Amroha, who would know better than you, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, if the police do their homework in all the riotous situations, whether it is Jodhpur, Alwar, whether it is Khargone or whether it's any place, I think the administration were caught on the wrong foot in spite of blocking and not so blocking anything. What was expected did not come out from the administration. If you were the DM or the SSP, what extra measures would you take to ensure that there is no breach of law and there is no breakdown of law and order machinery?
So first thing is that to prevent such activities and such riots, we need to create confidence and the trust among the communities. For that, we need to engage more the leaders from the different communities on the occasions, especially on the grassroots level like Panchayati Raj, where we can create more trust and confidence among the communities. Secondly, sir, we need to patrol more on the sensitive areas where there are chances, and we need to strengthen our intelligence mechanism. And at the time of riots, we need to put more police forces in.
There is great clarity of thought in your mind, and I am very happy to say that you have come some great clarity. Now tell me about the experiment. You mentioned that the great interface with the members of the public. There is an experiment known as community policing. Have you heard of the term community policing?
Yes, sir.
What is that, and what are the advantages and disadvantages?
Sir, community policing means we engage the community in the function of policing. For example, the intelligence gathering also we can use community, and the benefit is that the low number of police forces are inadequate to control such issues, and if we can get the trust of the public and they report the small issues to the public, to the police, then the policing gets more efficient and effective, sir.
And I said, and the disadvantages? You gave the advantages very well.
Yes, sir.
Any disadvantage of community policing, over reliance on community policing?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to
Never mind.
come out.
There is a term in police parlance and ecosystem that is known as informers.
Yes, sir.
Mukhbir.
Yes, sir.
Who is an informer and what is the role of informers?
Sir, informers are the people who report the illegal things to the police, sir. For example, some hiding of the terrorist can be reported to the police by the informers, sir.
It is said, I am sure you are such a vibrant and mentally alert young man. Okay. Now with the advent of technology and engineers in the police force, you don't require informers. Technology will give you all the information. You don't have to rely on informers. Do you think it's correct, or you still require informers?
Sir, I think we still require informers. The technology does benefit the police in the policing matters, but the informers are still required because the technology cannot cover each and everything, and for that the community needs to be engaged with the police, sir.
Thank you.
When is your interview, Yaksh?
So 23rd of May.
All right. There's plenty of time there.
Yes, sir.
So I suggest that you prepare in the remaining time, trying to build up your knowledge base, fill up the gaps, what
Yes.
you have not been able to address. I'll request the chairperson to guide you with that.
Yes, you were very good,
Very good.
and answers were flowing. You were confident, except that you should not be sitting like this. So, this is this is better.
Yes.
Shave,
Yes, sir.
not a blue shirt but a white shirt. Rest of your dress is fine. Your shoes, everything is fine.
Okay.
Maybe you need a haircut 10 days before you go to the interview.
Yes.
Too much. Right. So, two things which is an advice for everybody. Questions flow from DAF. So, master your DAF. Read every word carefully and visualize 10 questions out of every word that you have written.
Yes.
Starting from Amroha, your school, your college, your hobbies, interests, everything, your optional subject. So everything that you have written has questions hidden in it.
Yes,
Uncover them and find the answer. Secondly, be on top of current affairs by reading the newspapers thoroughly. They have a lot of information, almost like a textbook. But now the style, which newspaper do you read?
So the Indian Express.
Indian Express. Do you think we can advise him to add?
I think you add a Hindu for the duration of your interview.
Yeah,
The two make a very good balance.
yeah, together they will make a good combination.